Leeds.
Hello, welcome back to Imagine Not Being Leeds. If you wouldn't mind sticking a like on the video, please, if you like it, of course. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and share the video, please. I'd much appreciate it. So this is your Sunderland preview. I'm not going to profess too much about who we're playing, Sunderland. I'll leave that to my good friend Wayne, who's from the Onlyfools and Safc fan channel, to tell us a bit more about Sunderland.
Hello Leeds fans, how are you getting on? Hope you're all alright. So my name's Wayne from the Onlyfools and Safc YouTube channel. Matty from Imagine Not Being Leeds has asked me to jump on and do a little bit of a preview and a little bit of a video of what you can expect to come up against on Friday night when you travel to the Stadium of Light. But Matty's got a great YouTube channel, he's brand new, he's just started out, he's got some great content on there already. So all you Leeds fans, give him a subscribe, give him a follow, and watch out for some great content coming in the future. But Friday night, so it's going to be a great game I think on Friday night. Us obviously being top of the league, I think you are in fourth at the moment. Even though we are top, we've been far from perfect, and I don't think anybody's been far from perfect this season. There's not really one team stood out, even though we won our first 4 games of the season. Like I said, we weren't perfect. Our last 5 games, we've been a bit inconsistent. We've gone 1 lost, 1 lost, 1. We have, of course, won all of our 4 games at home and not conceded a goal. So that, on paper, might be you thinking you're going to come here and it's going to be a tough test. We did beat Derby 2-0 on Tuesday night, but if I'm honest, it was a very, very poor and very scrappy and sloppy performance. We were lucky to come away with a 2-0 win. Anthony Patterson made some great saves in goal to keep it at 2-0. So, like I say, on paper, it looks a good result. But when you don't play well, you have to kind of grind those results out. And that's exactly what we did. We got a wonder strike from Job, if you haven't seen it. Great goal. And then Wilson Isidore in the second half got it to be 2-0. So it is going to be tough for us to come here on Friday night. I see at home we look very, very solid. Main threats from us, obviously Job in midfield. You've seen what he can do. We've got young Chris Rigg in there, who's only 16. He's done it amazingly well this season. He's come in and he's tipped to have a great future. A bit like Archie Gray from Hughes last season. He went on to play for Tottenham, I think. So that similar type of player. He's in midfield and he's just, you can see he stands out head and shoulders above everybody else. So he'll be a one to watch. But our main threat so far this season has been Romain Mundle on the left-hand side. He came into the team when we lost Jack Clark to Ipswich, and he's been an absolute revelation so far. We all thought we'd be in deep trouble when Jack Clark left, but this kid's come in and he's been torturing teams down the left-hand side. So your right back is going to have to be on his game to keep an eye on Romain Mundle. We have struggled in the last 2 games when we've come up against sides who play a back 5. We've struggled to contain the wing-backs, especially against Watford at the weekend. We struggled with their 2 wing-backs in the first half. And again, last night, Derby played that formation. And again, wing-backs caused us loads of problems. So, you might play that way to disrupt our kind of play. We do like to play a high-pressing game. We like to play on the front foot. But against Leeds, that might be different. I know you all high energy and you play on the front foot as well, so that might make it for a very interesting game. Our back 4, we've been very solid, especially at home, as I've said. We've not conceded a goal at home yet. But Trey Hume, our right back, is on 4 yellow cards, 1 more and he misses the game. Chris Mepham, we got him on loan from Bournemouth. He's been an absolute superstar so far. He looks like a Rolls Royce of a player, if I'm honest. Looks miles above this level. But he got a minor injury on Tuesday, so he's touch and go, I think, for Friday. Dan Ballard is already out, not back till after the national break, so that leaves Luke O'Neill, and if Mepham's not fit, we will be struggling at centre-half. Dennis Certain, we've got at left-back, who is probably one of the best left-backs in the league, if I'm honest, on his game. And we've also got our captain, Dan Neil, as well. Patty Roberts has started the season off really, really well. You've probably known Patty Roberts from all the clubs he's been in over the years. And we've also got a new centre forward, Wilson Isidore, who came into the side 2 games ago. He's got 2 in 2, and let's hope we'll be hoping he can continue that on Friday night. But I do think it's going to be a really, really, really good game. As a Sunderland fan, I couldn't be more happy with the way that the actual league started. And we thought we were going to struggle. Could not have imagined us You know, winning, was it 6 out of 8? Beyond our wildest dreams, and we're hoping to continue that on Friday night against Hughes. But I hope it's a great game. I hope anybody travelling up to the stadium has a great night out. It's a great game to watch. But score prediction, I'm going to go us just to sneak it. I'm going to go Sunderland 2, Leeds 1. But I wish us all the best. I hope you have a really, really good season. And now when they look, it'll be us and Hughes that go up. But please don't forget, like, share, and subscribe to Matty's channel. Imagine not being Leeds, and we'll see you in the return leg. Take it easy.
Yeah, that will Wayne from Onlyfools and Safc fan channel. Thanks a lot, Wayne, for that, mate. You're a top bloke, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your holiday. And yeah, I hope you're not smiling come Friday, at the end of Friday night. Hopefully, we get the 3 points. But yeah, I don't begrudge you having a bad season. I hope you do. I hope you have a good season. Now, how nice would it be for us both to go up? But yeah, well, I'll hopefully have some more of Wayne on my show at some point later this season. I think we'll play him in February. We'll have him on again, maybe for a live next time. And who knows, if Sunderland and Leeds are battling out for that top spot, we can maybe drop in and speak a little bit later into the season as well. It's a bit of a tricky situation at the minute for us. I mean, I don't tip losses or points regularly, you know, draws or losses in general. I'm a really optimistic Leeds fan, and I still think we've got enough, but it is definitely a worry, these injuries we've got at the minute. I mean, if I were a Sunderland fan, I'd be really happy to be playing Leeds right now. I think we're sort of getting into his groove in terms of a style and how we want to play and the way we're dictating games, and we're really hard to play against ourselves. We're a tremendous side, but when you lose your captain in Ampadu till January, and then the game after Gruev comes off virtually, you know, start game 15 minutes in, so you've lost your two starting DMs, which they're the ones that dictate the tempo, they're the ones that dictate how that ball progresses up the pitch. It's ridiculous. It looks like we've lost both of them. Definitely for Friday. We're getting news on Gruev, I think, at some point tomorrow, I hope. But I think that'll be news just confirming how long it is. He won't be playing Friday, that's for sure. So we were left with Tanaka and Joe Rothwell, who played 75 minutes together against Norwich and played really well. I mean, we're in a fortunate position as Leeds fans to have Tanaka and Rothwell as our third and fourth choice midfield pairing. It's an embarrassment of riches, really. To be fair, I reckon the start for pretty much at least half of this league. Both of them would be starting as a pair, maybe more than that. I think they're both very capable players. I do believe Tanaka is started out as maybe third choice, coming in off at bench last few weeks and making more appearances since Ampadu got injured. But I believe Tanaka probably won't lose his shirt now. That's just in my opinion. Even though I really rate Ampadu and Gruev, I just think by the time Ampadu's back, especially in January, Tanaka will have bedded in too well, and you can already see what kind of player he is. So I think on paper it looks like we're weaker losing them two. And if any Sunderland fans have seen online that we've lost as two starting centre midfielders, it's a huge boost. It is, but don't kid yourself into thinking that we're severely weakened. I think defensively we're going to feel it because Gruev and Ampadu are very defence-minded. It's very much let's not concede and we'll try and score after. But Tanaka and Rothwell are a little bit more forward-thinking. Rothwell especially, he's more of a traditional 8, box-to-box. We saw against Norwich, he was a bit more of a tame shot, but you could see how he burst onto the ball, took a touch and got his shot away pretty quick. And under Daniel Farke, we're used to having two centre midfielders who don't really shoot, even though that has changed slightly this year. Gruev's been a lot more forward thinking. Gruev's had at least one shot every game, which sounds daft to say having a shot in football, but from last year, I probably can count on one hand how many shots we had from that midfield. And apart from in playoff semi-final against Norwich at Ellen Road, we didn't have a midfielder score a goal last season from that position. So it started more positive this season with looking more of a threat from midfield. But as we know, we're losing the players we lost in the summer, we've got to get goals from everywhere on pitch. We can't just rely on Somerville because he's not there. We can't rely on Georgie there because he's not there. So you can see, you know, these subtle changes with Leeds this year, and that centre midfield, I would say that's the main talking point for us. I think as defence sort of speaks for itself. Yes, they're used to having Grove and Ampadu in front of them, but you know, Strauch and Rodon are phenomenal. I reckon the best defensive pairing in the league. Definitely in the top 2-3 as a pairing. They're absolutely phenomenal. You've got Strauch, who's really good at progressing ball. He's always been a good player on the ball as Strauch. He's a physical presence. He gives us a threat from corners, although Sunderland won't really probably feel many threats in terms of corners against us on Friday, because he's a physical. He's over 6 foot and he's physical. Let's put it that way. And so is Rodon. But it'd be lovely for him to get a goal. And Strauch, to be fair to him, he's got quite a few goals for Leeds. It's just he doesn't normally stay fit, which, touch wood, is what we're hoping for. He needs to stay fit now for a long time, because that defensive cover's not there. But I'd say, if I were a Sunderland fan, Leeds' biggest weakness probably right now is that bench. We saw against Norwich, we don't have the impact off the bench. On paper, it doesn't look bad. You've got Bamford, who's got an England cap. Pirro, who's really expensive signing, top scorer in the league a few years ago. You know, it looked Geldart, who was once a really promising player, and I wish he could just get going. I really do, because I think there's a player there. It's just not working out for him, unfortunately. But yeah, on that bench, you know, it's still got some players you look at on paper and think, oh, you know, they're capable. But we saw against Norwich, that pace really isn't there, and the players that come off with the players that come on, the quality it has dropped a little bit with that Norwich, you know, that Norwich game. And at full strength, that bench is formidable, to be fair, and massive game changer on there. And it's an embarrassment of riches. I'll use that word again, and we really are. We've got such a good squad, but with a few injuries now, those numbers look a little bit weak now. And like I say, as Ramazani got longer than an hour, 70 minutes in him, can Nonto play 90 minutes? These players he took off to try and affect the game at Norwich, and it just didn't work. We lost all his pace, lost all his attacking threat, really. My only worry for the Sunderland game is we tend to try and score worldies to Leeds or walk it into the net, where Sunderland are, you know, a really good side, I suppose, and they've got a lot of areas to the game that can hurt Leeds, but they will be a threat from corners and free kicks into his box. You know, Joe Bellingham got a scrappy goal last season to win 1-0, and they've got Chris Mepham, and they've got some players who can really hurt us from set pieces, and that's somewhere Leeds are really lacking, and somewhere I really hope going forward in January, or hopefully we get back to Premier League next season, it's an area of the pitch where we improve on those little 1%ers. Sometimes, you know, a corner, a free kick when you're not playing well, that just bounces off someone's arse and goes in. We don't really have them. We don't really get them. So yeah, my biggest worry is I think Sunderland might have more ways to score, but I think if Leeds are at full tilt in terms of performance, if we're at it, if we're pressing them from the off, if we look aggressive, if we go for them for the first 20 minutes like we tend to do, we can get an early goal, the game's going to open up. I expect it to be a fairly open game anyway. I don't think Sunderland are going to sit in, especially at home. They're not that kind of team under this manager. I fully expect, like I say, an end-to-end game, both teams really pushing for a win. I don't think either side's going to sit on a draw. We've got an international break coming up after this, so there'll be players go away. There'll be, I suppose, players get a few days rest. Players just in training with no games to worry about for, I think, 2 weeks. So I think it's going to be leave it all out on pitch. Two big like juggernauts of this division. Both clubs probably think, you know, the too big for the division. Really, you know, both fantastic big clubs. It's going to be a full house, I assume, at Stadium of Light, and I fully expect them to bring their A game. And I just hope all these injuries we've got and these tired bodies, I hope we've got one more big performance in us before this international break, and you know, we can get a few bodies back hopefully while they're away, and have a good performance against Sheffield United. Just so you all know, there'll be a review of the game coming out on Saturday. So yeah, hopefully that'll be a good one. Hopefully we'll have some positive news, and it'll be a good game. So everyone, thanks for watching. Smash that like button and take care, guys. Thank you.